I never brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service.
Kobe Bryant's funeral was one of the most emotional events in NBA history, but there were surprising things happening behind the scenes. LeBron James was not invited because it was believed that he made Kobe's final night more about himself. Shaquille O'Neal almost didn't get invited either because of an ongoing feud that the Bryant family had never fully forgiven. Derek Fisher showed up but was turned away at the door. LeBron, who had just passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list the night before his tragic death, was initially excluded from the memorial. Sources close to the Lakers organization said that Vanessa Bryant made this decision because she felt LeBron's actions on that night overshadowed Kobe's legacy. This caused a lot of speculation, especially after Stephen A. Smith criticized LeBron for not being part of important events, hinting that there was a history of disrespect.
Brought up really and never really discussed why you were not at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. I never really brought up or discussed why you did not attend Dwayne Wade's Hall of Fame induction when that man was directly responsible for you capturing a championship for the first time.
After Stephen A. Smith's comment, fans online began to speculate that LeBron and Kobe might have had a falling out in the final months before Kobe's death. People wondered if it was jealousy, ego, or just two big personalities clashing over their legacies. One fan even wrote, "LeBron made Kobe's night about LeBron." It was supposed to be a torch passing, not a torch stealing. On top of that, LeBron's silence only fueled the rumors. The usually active King on social media didn't post any tributes, no Instagram posts, no tweets, and no public speeches. A fan who was at the Staples Center even told CNN that it felt odd not hearing from him.
Out of the country, on business. I didn't bring that up, that's your personal business.
People quickly noticed LeBron wasn't part of the public mourning for Kobe. When asked about it in an interview later, he shrugged it off, saying, "I mourn in private." But many still questioned if that was the real reason. ESPN commentator Stephen A. Smith added fuel to the fire on an ESPN podcast,
Bryant died, a piece of me died.
Some defended LeBron, saying the media exaggerated the supposed rift between him and Kobe. But Stephen A. Smith's words still echoed in many minds. He said he chose not to bring up these issues out of respect for Kobe, but now, they were all anyone could talk about. The emotion at the arena that day was overwhelming, raw, and real. Even Michael Jordan broke down, saying, "When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died." LeBron's absence wasn't just about missing one ceremony. For many fans, it symbolized a broken brotherhood, where egos got in the way of empathy. And it wasn't just fans who noticed. NBA executives reportedly pushed for a reconciliation moment to take place at the funeral, but it never came. Was it pride, pain, or punishment? We may never know the full story, but LeBron's exclusion from Kobe's funeral changed the way many fans viewed him. Then, there's the case of Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was Kobe's longtime teammate and a three-time NBA champion with him. But, in an unexpected twist, Shaq wasn't even on the original guest list for Kobe's memorial at the Staples Center. According to a now-deleted post from a Lakers staff member, Vanessa Bryant originally left Shaquille O'Neal off the guest list for Kobe's memorial. The reason? Years of unresolved tension from a feud that, while publicly settled, still left deep scars behind the scenes. Kobe and Shaq's rivalry wasn't just two stars with big egos, it was an all-out war. They traded shots in interviews, threw shade at each other during press conferences, and even dropped diss tracks. At one point, they couldn't even be in the same room without it turning into a shouting match. And while they eventually made peace in the public eye, insiders say Kobe's family never forgot the emotional toll it took on him. According to Lakers reporter Arash Markazi, some in Kobe's inner circle believed Shaq never truly apologized for the hurt caused. Still, Shaq wasn't going to miss saying goodbye to someone he called his little brother.
Sometimes, like immature kids, we argued, we fought, we bantered or insulted each other with offhanded remarks, our feud. But make no mistake, even when the folks thought we were on bad terms, when the cameras were turned off, he and I would throw a wink at each other and say, "Let's go whoop some ass."
Shaquille O'Neal delivered one of the most memorable moments of Kobe's memorial with his iconic line, "There's no I in team. I know, but there's an me in that mother," capturing both Kobe's fierce competitiveness and Shaq's humor. The crowd laughed, but behind the laughter was a sense of regret. Many fans were shocked to learn that Shaq wasn't originally invited to speak, with one user tweeting, "If Shaq had to ask to attend, this family feud goes deeper than we ever imagined." After the memorial, Shaq opened up to ESPN, saying Kobe's death hit him hard. "I lost a brother, a teammate, and a piece of my soul." The true heartbreak was that the two had only recently started talking again, and Kobe's sudden passing took away any chance at full reconciliation. Still, Shaq got his moment to say goodbye. Others weren't so lucky. One of them was Derek Fisher, a five-time NBA champion and Kobe's former co-captain, who many assumed would be sitting front row. But according to attendees and a local reporter covering the event, Fisher showed up at the Staples Center only to be turned away at the door. He hadn't received a confirmed invitation, and in a room meant to honor brotherhood, he was treated like an outsider. Sources close to the Bryant family say the reason was simple: betrayal. While Kobe and Fisher had once been incredibly close, Fisher's off-court controversies, especially his highly publicized relationship with the ex-wife of former Lakers teammate Matt Barnes, created friction within the Lakers circle. In the final years of his life, Kobe reportedly began to distance himself from Fisher, making his exclusion from the memorial less surprising to those who truly knew the story. While Derek Fisher never spoke publicly about being turned away from Kobe's memorial, those close to Kobe said he felt Fisher had broken an unspoken code. One former teammate told The Athletic anonymously, "Kobe hated drama, and Fish had become drama. That's not who Kobe wanted around his daughters." Still, many fans were outraged. Fisher had been by Kobe's side through some of the Lakers' greatest moments, including the legendary 0.4-second game winner against the Spurs. During a segment on Undisputed, Shannon Sharpe reacted in disbelief. "You mean to tell me Derek Fisher wasn't even allowed in the building? Man, that's cold." Making it even more mysterious, Fisher never responded: no post, no statement, no interview. He simply faded into the shadows of Lakers history, leaving fans wondering, was his absence a quiet decision or a very public punishment? Then came one of the most shocking revelations, about former MVP Dwight Howard. Once hailed as Kobe's successor, the athletic big man joined the Lakers in 2012 with sky-high expectations. But things went south fast. Kobe didn't respect him, didn't trust him, and according to insiders, never forgave him for how their time as teammates ended. So when Kobe died and Dwight posted a heartfelt tribute online, many assumed he'd be at the memorial. But behind the scenes, sources say Vanessa Bryant gave specific instructions to security: if Dwight showed up, he was not to be allowed in. If Dwight Howard shows up uninvited, escort him out. That was the instruction reportedly given by Vanessa Bryant to event security, and it hit hard. But it wasn't without cause. Dwight and Kobe's feud had been public, ugly, and deeply personal. During one infamous Lakers vs. Rockets game, Kobe was caught on camera calling Dwight soft, and not just in passing. In a post-game interview, Kobe doubled down: "He's soft. I know what he is. You can't do nothing with me." That moment became a turning point, and the tension between them never truly faded. Teammates said Kobe saw Dwight as lazy, unserious, and disloyal, not just frustrating, but offensive to everything Kobe stood for. So when it came time to honor the Mamba, Dwight was completely left out. According to ESPN's Ramona Shelburne, he wasn't even told the funeral date until the day it happened. Fans noticed. A viral Reddit thread with over 10,000 upvotes dubbed the snub Kobe's final block, as if even in death, Kobe was guarding the paint. To his credit, Dwight took it with grace. In a later interview, he said, "I wasn't expecting anything. I mourned my own way. I loved Kobe. He didn't always love me back, but I loved him anyway." But his exclusion spoke volumes. It wasn't just a personal grudge from Kobe, it was a clear message from the Bryant family. Not everyone who wore the Lakers jersey earned the Mamba's respect, and Dwight wasn't the only one left out. Next came one of the game's greatest scorers, a Hall of Famer, and someone who claims he was erased from Kobe's story, Carmelo Anthony. Melo and Kobe weren't just competitors, they were close friends and Olympic teammates. Drafted just 7 years apart, they bonded deeply during their time with Team USA. In the Redeem Team documentary, Melo even recalled Kobe waking up at 4 a.m. every morning in Beijing to work out, an example that deeply inspired him. But when the memorial was held in 2020 at Staples Center, Carmelo Anthony was nowhere to be seen. And, according to Melo himself, that wasn't by choice. In a since-deleted podcast episode, he revealed the painful truth: "I wasn't invited. I waited for the call. I never got it. It hurt. It hurt like hell." For Melo, being left out felt deeply personal, a silence that stung more than words, but despite Carmelo Anthony's strong bond with Kobe, he was completely iced out of the memorial. When GQ Sports asked a representative of the Bryant family why certain players weren't invited, they declined to comment. However, a source close to the event's planning team revealed that Vanessa Bryant wanted only family and true brothers in the room. And while she respected Melo, she didn't consider him family. Fans were shocked. Twitter blew up with reactions like, "Melo carried Kobe's shoes in 2008. This is how y'all repay him." Even Stephen A. Smith, rarely one to pull punches, admitted, "I was surprised Melo wasn't there. Really surprised." Melo stayed mostly quiet after that, but during an emotional appearance on All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, he hinted at how deeply it hurt. "That funeral showed me who's real and who wasn't. For someone once seen as Kobe's favorite scoring wing, the exclusion felt like betrayal, but as painful as that was, the next story was even more heartbreaking. Nick Young, better known as Swaggy P, wasn't just a former Laker, he was a fan favorite. Charismatic, fun, and full of energy, he brought entertainment to the game. But when Kobe died, Nick didn't receive an invite. In fact, he was reportedly blacklisted. The reason? 2 words, D'Angelo Russell. Nick Young was at the center of one of the biggest locker room scandals in Lakers history, when rookie D'Angelo Russell secretly recorded him admitting to cheating on his then-fiancée, Iggy Azalea. The video went viral, the trust in the locker room was shattered, and the team spiraled into chaos. Kobe was furious. In an interview shortly after, when asked about the scandal, he didn't hold back. "That's not Laker basketball. That's not manhood." In Kobe's eyes, Nick had embarrassed the franchise and broken the brotherhood code. According to TMZ Sports, Kobe even told Lakers management, "Swaggy's out. I don't want to see him again." So when the time came to plan Kobe's memorial, Vanessa reportedly never even considered inviting him. A source close to the family said, Nick Young represented everything Kobe tried to change in the Lakers locker room. On the day of the memorial, Nick posted a cryptic Instagram story, "They never loved me fr, but I still lit a candle for my dog. RIP 24. His comments sparked mixed reactions, some fans showed support, while others told him to stay out of it. But one thing was clear, even in death, Kobe Bryant's standards remained high, and the list of who got to say goodbye wasn't just about friendship or fame. It was about loyalty, legacy, and living by the Mamba Code. Nick Young had come to represent the chaotic, drama-filled era of the post-Kobe Lakers, an era defined by losing seasons, off-court scandals, and a lack of discipline. And Kobe wanted no part of it. His silence, and the family's choice to exclude Nick, sent a clear message. The Mamba Code wasn't just about talent, it was about character. But it also raised a difficult question: how many of these bans were truly Kobe's wishes, and how many were Vanessa's way of protecting his legacy, or perhaps, seeking quiet revenge? Up next came one of the most shocking and emotional moments of the entire memorial, when Pau Gasol, the man Kobe once called, "my favorite teammate of all time," was almost turned away. Pau wasn't just a teammate, he was family. Kobe said it himself many times, "Pau's like a brother to me." Yet, on the day of the memorial at Staples Center, his name was reportedly missing from the official printed guest list. According to sources who were present during pre-checks, this mistake caused confusion and tension at the entrance. Security, following strict orders to only allow those on the master list into the private memorial area, stopped Pau at the gate. The crowd went silent as one of Kobe's closest friends and most loyal teammates stood in limbo, visibly confused. Then, in a moment that felt like it was straight out of a movie, Kobe's eldest daughter, Natalia Bryant, stepped in. A Staples Center staffer told ESPN, anonymously, Natalia ran to the gate, hugged Pau, and said, "My dad would never do this to you." Instantly, Pau was welcomed inside, and as he walked to his seat, the crowd broke into applause. It was raw, unscripted, and deeply emotional, the kind of genuine love that had always defined Pau and Kobe's bond both on and off the court. Later in the ceremony, even Michael Jordan acknowledged Pau in his speech, calling him one of the rare real ones Kobe truly loved. It was a moment that reminded everyone what the day was really about, not celebrity, not status, but loyalty, love, and legacy. Thanks for watching, folks. That's all for now. If you want more stories like this, real moments, raw emotions, and the untold truths behind legends, click on the card showing on the screen and subscribe for more.